guys, so today I am going to do a variation on a cabbage roll, and of course it's going to be vegan. The reason I'm saying it's a variation is because I'm not using cabbage. I'm going to be using beet greens. These are from my garden. Look at how huge these leaves are. The beets, the roots are not quite ready to pull yet, but I have so many leaves that I have picked off some of the bigger ones. And you see I've still got the stems attached. So I've got about 15 to 20. I think that should be enough of these. If you're using cabbage, feel free to use a regular cabbage, head of cabbage. Just make sure that you boil it first. These are nice and soft and pliable. So I'm not going to need to cook these first, which keeps a lot of the flavor in it then when I cook it with the stuffing. I will be, however, cutting the stems off, chopping them up, and incorporating them into the stuffing. For the stuffing, I am going to use, you've seen me use this product once before, Eve's Veggie Cuisine Mexican Veggie Ground Round. Now they have Mexican, they have regular, and they have Italian. The Mexican and the Italian are seasoned. The Italian would be great as well. We like a little bit of spice in our food. This isn't overly spicy, but it adds a little bit of spice, so I'm going to use that. You can see it's 340 grams. I've got 2 cups of prepared rice. I've used brown rice and I have cooked it with vegetable broth, just adding that extra little flavor in there. I've got 3 to 4 cloves of garlic minced, half a medium to large onion diced, works out to about between 3/4 of a cup to a cup. And I've got about a 1/4 cup of capers, and I'm going to use about a tablespoon of dill for the seasoning, and then a pinch of salt and pepper. For the sauce, once again coming back to my no salt added tomatoes, I'm using crushed today. However, as I have said in the past, it does need to go into the blender to get a nice smooth sauce. And while it's in the blender blending, I am going to add, I've got right here the seasonings. I've got about a tablespoon each of basil, oregano, and dill. And those will go right into the sauce. So let's get started. Okay, so I heated 2 teaspoons of olive oil over the stove here, and I am now simmering my onions and my beet stock just until the onions turn translucent. You can see that everything is starting to turn a little bit pink here. That's from the stock, and it adds a nice color in the final product in the stuffing. So just an FYI, I did not use all of the stocks. I just used about half of them chopped. I just felt it was too much. So the rest of them have gone into my stockpile, which I make my veggie stock from once a week. Once the onions have become translucent, you're going to add in your garlic and your dill, and we'll saute it for just about a minute or so, just mixing it all in. Then you're going to add in your Eve's ground round, break it all up. Oh, I think I might need a harder spoon here. It's tough to get through. So we're going to break it all up, mix it all in, and then we'll throw in the capers as well. And the capers, mixing them in. Now I have added in a little bit of vegetable broth. You just want to keep it from sticking and getting too dry. However, be mindful that you do not want to put too much liquid in it, because you do want it to be able to stick together when you're rolling it into the leaves. So at this point, I'm going to turn the heat off and add in our rice, mixing it all in together, making sure you've got it mixed really well. And then you're just going to let it sit while you make the sauce. So I have blended the sauce here. Again, you just put that can of tomatoes in the blender and add in your spices and blend it up. And now you set that aside, let it absorb all of the flavor from those herbs, and we're going to start rolling up the leaves. Now at this point you want to make sure that you have let your stuffing cool for long enough. You don't want to be handling it hot. It's not an easy thing to do. So this next step I'm not going to be able to show you on camera because I need both of my hands, so I need to set my camera down. But I'm going to start with my bigger leaves first. You just put a small amount of the stuffing and you're going to roll it up burrito style. Okay, and from there we're going to place it all into a big 13 by 9 glass dish. So here we go. We've got them all rolled and placed in the bowl, and you can see they're not perfect. That's okay. They'll bake still just fine. However, you do want to try and make them as tight as possible. That way they don't come undone while you're baking them. Now I'm just going to take the blender full of sauce and I'm going to pour it over. Boom. Beautiful. And then we're just going to cover it, bake it at 350 for about half an hour, and then we'll take off the cover and bake it for an additional 15 minutes or so uncovered, just to get a nice crispy outside. In the oven it goes. Out of the oven and ready to eat.